Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to another reaction video for today. And I know this is probably out of nowhere. You're like, wait, what? He's watching Oddheader. If you know who Oddheader is. Great channel. Link in the description for this video if you want to go check it out. I don't think I need to. Everybody knows who Oddheader is. Like, well, maybe not everybody, but most people should. But I used to watch Oddheader a lot. I just haven't watched them in a little while. And we were talking about Oddheader on the podcast yesterday. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to watch some Oddheader. I was talking about how I didn't like watching it anymore because it creeps me out. And now I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I kind of do want to watch it, though. I was like, I don't want to watch it, but I kind of do now. I like talked myself into watching it yesterday. So I saw this video on the channel, on the Oddheader channel. I think, pretty sure this is one I've never seen. It said I didn't see it, so I'm here to watch it now. 7 video game discoveries from hell from Oddheader. Link in the description. I also had a couple people in the past recommend Oddheader. I did watch it in the past, but not every video is creepy, to be fair. Some of them are just really cool, like the Futurama like egg thing. I had no idea. I played that game. I remember that. I was like, what? There's like an egg? Nobody knew what the hell. Like, and they figured it out eventually what the hell it does. It was crazy. Anyway, let's go. Let's watch it. Link in the description. 3, 2, 1, play.
Sometimes a discovery is found in a video game that appears to be directly from hell. Today,
that's great. I don't want. No, I'm not watching this. No.
Devilish discoveries that were ever found in video games.
Hey.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh no, the whole game.
Thanks to Robert Bertium for submitting this mystery on Oddheader.com. Well, it was only a matter of time before Cyberpunk 2077 ended up on the channel, having been in development for nearly 10 years and released to some rather rocky results.
Missing valid texture format.
I still think it's a pretty cool game.
It is a pretty cool game.
To its large number of interesting mysteries and discoveries.
For
example, after beating the game, Robert decided to go to this building to room 301, which he noticed was visible in the background 2 missions earlier in the game, but didn't seem to have anything to do with the story. Robert noticed he could peek inside the room because the door was ajar, but was blocked from actually entering. Fortunately, Robert was able to no-click into the room and found inside what appeared to be deranged scribblings all over the walls.
Yeah, see, I don't like this shit.
There appears to have been messages written from floor to ceiling by somebody who was possibly trapped inside. But it's mostly illegible and scribbled over completely, overlaid with one clear message, "I am not me." Well, it sounds like the person who did this doesn't know who did it either. There's not anything in the game that suggests what any of this is supposed to mean. Considering DLC was delayed and so much of this game still appears unfinished, we might not be finding out anytime soon. And with its roller coaster development in mind and release unlike anything I've ever seen, I wouldn't be totally surprised if this was a cry for help. People Playground. Thanks for the people down below for submitting this through the Oddheader website.
Never heard of this game.
People Playground is a game where I'm not really sure. The most I can say about People Playground is it's an incredibly disturbing game that showed up on Steam in 2019 where you can endlessly simulate all sorts of pain on these humanoid, whatever these are.
Okay, that checks out.
The game has only managed to confuse its
player
base.
It's like the totally accurate whatever fuck simulator.
Mainly over what exactly its basic premise is, with theories ranging from an alien facility experimenting how to eradicate humans to a PTSD fever dream to the vengeance of AI against humanity.
Destroy computers.
Even just being a game, stop looking into things so much. Even so, everyone is confused about a number of unusual discoveries in the game, some of which were even outright removed, that seemingly confirm there's definitely more here than meets the eye. For example, in random spots hidden throughout the game can be heard extremely hellish audio in an otherwise musicless game, that very appropriately are each named in the game files Hell A through D. There was also once a radio hidden outside the boundaries of one of the maps that would play only suspicious audio if you were to linger around it for a significant period of time, which was never solved and has since been removed from the game.
Good.
Stranger yet, players could spawn a television in the game that at random times between midnight and 3 a.m. would display the words "Wake up, it is dawn," and then proceed to show some cryptic imagery, and ends with an ambiguous poem about death. Lastly, on one of the maps,
what did it say?
And ends with an...
For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life.
ambiguous poem about death. Lastly, on one of the mats, by endlessly blasting a wall with explosives, one of the wall panels could eventually fall off, revealing its inner workings inside, which held a secret code among the pipes that ended up being a Discord invite code.
Oh, really?
Discord was a cipher that was base 64, that when converted to a PNG gave a QR code that provided an audio recording, which when viewed through a spectrum had a blueprint on how to build a very elaborate and intricate gate shaper in the game, that once built would teleport the player to a long hallway, which is unfortunately where the trail ends, leaving players stuck in this isolated, lonely environment. Unfortunately, given the creators can't seem to make up their mind what should or shouldn't actually still be in the game, constantly patching and changing things to this day, it's unclear if we'll ever get a straight answer to any of this, which is unfortunate considering it would have been nice knowing if there was some sort of method to the madness to whatever this nightmarish horror from hell.
Yo, why does that fire look so good?
Bioshock Infinite.
All right, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the main reasons why I want to watch this, because I like hovered over the video and I immediately started playing Bioshock Infinite stuff. Bioshock Infinite, one of my favorite games ever.
It was supposed to be.
All right.
Bioshock Infinite.
All right, what we got?
The Bioshock series we've certainly explored as far back as my very first mystery video, where I looked at a mysterious lighthouse.
That's the first one? 2018 was the first one?
It can be found if you no-clipped out of bounds in a random direction in one of the final sequences in the game.
Yeah,
and thanks to Michael Earth's Oddheader Discord, I now know that in addition to this environment, there are 2 more cut environments showcasing where more lighthouses would have appeared, including this space station that is eerily hiding this mysterious figure posing in a suit and a hat.
What the fuck?
A more mystifying discovery, however, was found regarding the mystery data mine from the game. In Infinite, the main character, Booker DeWitt, arrives in the flying city of Columbia and is immediately accused by the police of being the city's foretold false shepherd because of a mark on his hand. The false shepherd essentially being what the city has been told by their leader Comstock to be the devil. At a certain point in the adventure, the players provide a choice when approaching a ticket seller who slowly becomes more suspicious.
Get stabbed or not stabbed, or which?
Who you can either pull a gun on or keep demanding tickets from. The latter of which prompts him to stab a knife through your hand. If you want to get stabbed in the later scene, you pretend to be Elizabeth,
don't need to see the AD anymore.
A piece of her clothing and bandage your hand. Strangely, data miners found on the texture file of the bandage can be found an image of a devil, which never actually appears in the game. It's not known exactly why Satan is here, although it does almost look like a text.
That's a great quote. We're not too sure why Satan's here. Great quote.
To wrap around a 3D object. It would also seem to be implying there's something actually.
Wait, isn't that the face? I want to say that it looks like the face of one of the bottles, like the Devil's Kiss or something like that, right? It almost looks like that.
Going on with Booker. Considering this is located where Booker's bleeding from the hand, and there also happens to be a mark that the city believes is a sign of the devil. It does seem strange to me, though, seeing as Booker being the false shepherd is propaganda throughout the story, and his mark is even given a non-devilish explanation. So I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of this image was supposed to be or what it's trying to say. Then again, this is a game where nothing is as it seems, and I can vaguely see it in some way as a metaphor for Booker's relationship with the game's antagonist Comstock. But pretty much all of that gets thrown out when I see something like this submitted by Bra Boys of a random statue of Comstock that bleeds when shot at just at the right angle. And I'm not sure how that one connects in terms of the actual story at all.
What the fuck?
Definitely do a good job of upping the creepy as hell factor.
That's Header. I agree. God, I love that game. I need to play it again.
Thanks to Olivia Hayes for submitting these mysteries on Oddheader.com. 2019's Tamashi is a satanic and mysterious
never playing this fucking game. It's already terrifying.
Adorned with occult imagery, witches, and unsettling scenes inspired by Japanese horror games of the 80s and 90s. Through the game, the player makes a way through a series of room-solving puzzles in order to move forward. However, Olivia submitted some puzzles that still haven't been solved in the game, including this cipher that no one's managed to crack. An odd hidden room filled with strange vibrating dolls whose eyes follow the player. And most mysteriously, a hidden door past the boundaries of one of the levels that when entered appears to reveal a night vision camera of a random bedroom, and also displays the current date and time. The purpose of the event is currently
I hope
unclear,
so.
and it's uncertain whose room we're looking into or if the footage at any point reveals anything. Additionally,
that's
Olivia
fucking
pointed
terrifying.
out that at one point in the game, if you stand on the very edge of the environment in this spot, you can see an item that normally displays messages to the player that to this day nobody knows how to access, likely still beholding some sort of secret message for whoever manages to reach it. Hopefully this encourages somebody to do some cracking and get us over
I hate video
games. Because I would love to know if it has any insight to any of the strange mysteries revolving around the game.
Oh, stop.
I wouldn't be surprised if whatever it has to say doesn't make things clear at all. Ultima 9. Ascension. Thanks to Hajime the Fool for submitting this for my Discord server. Ultima 9 was the final installment of EA's highly popular RPG franchise of the 90s. Your player character, the Avatar, doesn't even have to journey to Britannia where the game takes place for this nightmarish discovery. As at the beginning of the game, the Avatar wakes up in a modern home.
That's stabbing animation.
Despite the game taking place in a medieval setting. And Hajime found as soon as the game begins, the player can walk the Avatar into the kitchen, and then randomly open and shut the freezer door 10 times.
What the fuck?
God. Apparently the Avatar keeps his victims in the freezer. Well, that's nice.
Good lord! Oh, wow, that was quick.
Dr. Hajime the Fool and Sea Chameleon for submitting this to the Oddheader Discord. Just Cause 3 marked the point the series was destined to seal its fate as a parody of open-world sandboxes, and in so included a huge number of Easter eggs. Roland Listerman of the game's development
Just Cause 2 is so good.
Team even said in an interview the team was told anything they wanted to hide in the game, they had to go ahead to do so, which appears to be why Roland appears in the game himself. However, the most mysterious Easter egg in the game involves a cryptic and out-of-place series of obelisks that can be found throughout the environment whose true purpose has gone unsolved to this day.
Wouldn't that kind of backfire? Hide whatever you want.
The game, which had cryptic pentagrams carved into them, which because are actually carved are believed to be elder signs, symbols said to awaken the cosmic horror known as the Cthulhu in H.P. Lovecraft's notorious story, The Call of the Cthulhu. The Cthulhu, being an enormous beast worshipped by cultists, has been sleeping beneath the sea for centuries, said to ravage terror and destruction over the world when it's awakened until humanity is completely destroyed.
Well, where's the flying spaghetti monster? That's the one I believe in.
Obelisks and ancient ruins that can be found out in the ocean, this time with eternal burning fires on them and a different set of symbols. The two-letter combinations around the outer signs are thought to be a cipher, but this was never confirmed or solved.
F9.
Another obelisk was found in the
big fan of the Fast and Furious franchise.
Brown hatch was found at the
Cthulhu will join the family in the next one.
That didn't do anything. However, another button could be found on a house on the cliffs behind the silo, and another in a house in the forest to the west.
I don't like the way the button makes that noise.
Opened the silo and revealed another obelisk. Players also reported that standing next to it for an extended period of time, you could hear suspicious audio that some believe may hold some sort of clue. Yet another button was found at another settlement in the same DLC known as Eden Station the Goose. That also, when pressed in an interesting twist, didn't do anything at all. Years after the game's release, Earth's on the Just Cause wiki discovered that after pressing the button, a second button can actually be found underground out of bounds nearby. Earth's reported he was able to hover over it with a glitch, but didn't seem to be able to interact with it, meaning we still have no idea what the button is supposed to do.
Waiting for that next DLC for Just Cause 3.
Whatever's going on here, there's certainly something ominous surrounding this whole thing that remains to be solved. And since the game to date has never been fully decompiled and completely data mined, we really have no idea what else is lurking deep in the files of the game. Let's just hope that whatever we uncover isn't irreparably awakened from its centuries-long slumber ready to serve humanity its endless pain and bleak annihilation.
Let's give me number one. I'm excited for
Doki Doki Literature Club.
That only makes sense.
2017's Doki.
The whole game is from hell.
Doki Literature Club is a visual novel that follows a male high school student who joins his school literature club at the insistence of his childhood friend.
I did a full playthrough for the original game, by the way.
Starting off like a normal dating simulator that gets progressively darker, eventually evolving into a horror game. The game also manages to break the fourth wall repeatedly, and at one point the end of the game suggests the player looks inside the data of the game, as one of the files in the character folder has to be deleted in order to properly finish the game. However, much more curious players...
How did they program that to make it work? It's so good. How did they even... I mean, I know how it works on the consoles. I don't know.
To find more discoveries in the data of the game that don't
You gotta play this on
directly relate to the
PC.
story,
Play this game on
that
PC.
are only revealed when manipulating more character files in the data that only appear when you first install the game. For example, changing Monica's file extension from CHR to PNG results in a square surrounded by a circle of flames, which when zoomed in on the square reveals binary code that translates to a long cryptic message. Which
Can you hear me? Who are you? I can't see you, but now you're there. What the fuck? Everyone else is dead? It's the third eye? Never mind, I know what's wrong with my story. It's time to be a fucking hero.
appears to be warning an unknown character about something ambiguous.
That's
Yuri's
fucking
character files
crazy.
encoded base64 text string that when decoded tells the story of a teenager that murdered somebody out of curiosity. And lastly, changing the Suki CRH file to a PNG reveals an abstract gray and white image. However, by inverting the colors and using the polar coordinates filter set to rectangular and polar, it reveals an image of a blonde woman with only the whites of her eyes showing.
What?
This day, who the mysterious woman in the image is still unknown, but she definitely has
How?
a full Queen of Hell look going for her. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. You're wanting to start investing.
Oh, okay, this is a
novel new storytelling app specially designed for phones and tablets.
okay, so that's a sponsor. I keep forgetting about my sponsor,
and if you
Skipper.
know of any other discoveries that you were certain came from hell, submit through oddheader.com, come join the Discord, or even send me a shout through Twitter or Reddit. Things might be a little slow right now as I'm about to make a move across the country. After the move, there's going to be a whole number of changes. In production, everything should actually start to turn around a lot faster. So in the upcoming season, expect a lot more exciting things. Shout out to Anna Morris, Athanasius Stasinos, Ash Photography,
Shout out
27, Cody Brody Whitlow,
and Donald Trump.
Gold, Dead Plastic, Designer 12, Dear Mid Crowley, Ed Moffat, Eddie Toxpin, Elite Sniper Bravo, and your Gruff 7.
It feels like he's making these names up.
Fox M Cloud 123, Jonathan
Frank
Ornelas,
Morrow,
Mrs. Biscuits,
Bambus,
Price Prime's Workshop, Ponage
Sarsaparilla Onage, Frankie Valley,
Select, Sneaking J, SNS,
and GorTheMovieGod. What? I didn't do anything. I don't ever do anything.
Towerizer,
I might have to watch that one. Unexpectedly Dark Secrets of Video Games. Because that is terrifying right now. Stay tuned. Alright, that was fun. You know what? Not as creepy as I was expecting, to be honest. Like, I only got really creeped out by the one game. That was already creepy to begin with. And that playground game, the one where you just simulate people, that one actually kind of creeped me out. Bioshock one's actually interesting. That's so weird that you shoot that one statue of Comstock and it just fucking bleeds everywhere. Oh yeah, that one's actually really good too. The Ultima one with the fucking the full fucking head, decapitated head. Dude, there's some really fucked up Easter eggs in older games. Like, isn't it in one of the Doom games you could like you see like the decapitated head of like the developers or whatever? I think I saw that on an old Oddheader episode, honestly. But anyway, there you go. It's just stuck in fucking buffer purgatory right now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I thought that would be fun. I don't know. It's just fun to watch. There you go. That's it. 7 video game discoveries from hell. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Till next time. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.